This episode is brought to you by our friends at Brooks Blooms, your all-in-one landscaping solution.
Brooks Bloom's three-step landscaping experience offers a seamless journey from design to construction and ongoing care, ensuring your outdoor space thrives year-round.
Visit brooksblooms.com today to embark on your landscaping journey, where every step is a step towards a vibrant and beautiful outdoor entertaining space.
This podcast is presented by Tab. Best time in sport with the best app in sport.
G'day everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Ads and Dunks podcast. At the normal time, Josh and I, the last couple of weeks we've done some rogue times, which I've enjoyed quite a bit. But the normal time for us, which is about 5-6 o'clock on a Tuesday evening. Of course, my name is Adam, and with me as always, my best mate, Josh Dunkley. How you going, mate?
I'm good, thanks, mate. Great intro. It is nice to be back on the routine schedule. But yeah, looking forward to this one. It's been a good week.
It has been a good week. Our boys had a great win, and I was able to get back out there and play some footy. So it'd be nice to talk a little bit of footy. But yeah, speaking of the week, how was your week? Anything exciting outside of footy come up?
Nah, well, as I said, I went to Perth pretty quickly after we finished our podcast last week on Tuesday. So I spent a fair bit of time over there. Got to see the family. As we talked about last week on the potty as well. So it was nice to just get over and spend a bit of time, mate, to acclimatise to the weather and the time zone and that kind of thing. So one thing actually that was really weird in Perth, you know, Cottesloe, the beach, Beach Cottesloe. You know how like normally it's like picturesque, like magnificent. Mate, Huey McCluggage and I went there on Wednesday morning. We got in late on Tuesday night and there was just weed all over the beach. Like you couldn't even get in the water because the weed was like dried and like barricaded the water from the sand. It was insane. I've never seen anything like it. So I don't know if that's like something that happens in Perth, but we ended up dipping the toes in somewhere else. It was shocking.
Yeah, well, I know there's so often there's some shark sightings when you're over in Perth. So every time I've gone over there to go for a swim, you're very reluctant to hop in the water. I would be getting my toes in and getting out and just going to the local pool because I'm not dealing with any bites from sharks. But no, it's good, mate. Anything else exciting happen?
Other than that, what else did I write down? I wrote down NFL fantasy draft last night for our Lions dynasty comp. So we had our rookie draft. Yeah, good. Got a couple of good players. I had pick 7 or 8, I think it was. So happy with. I just needed depth. My team's stacked anyway, so I just wanted to get a few youngins in to have on my taxi squad, mate. You know what it's like.
Oh, absolutely, I do, mate. Tell me the youngins. I'd love to hear.
I'll go through them just quickly. Let me pull it up
because we had our Bulldogs League draft on Sunday night after the game. We all went to Tommy's pub, which was fun, and had a live draft. And we had Doc put the actual draft board up on the screen, which was really exciting. It was cool. You get real nervous taking your pick because everyone's kind of watching you, so it's pretty funny.
Yeah, so I got Caleb Johnson, running back for Pittsburgh.
I know who he is, mate.
Cam Ward, QB from Tennessee.
QB.
Kyle Williams, wide receiver from New England. And then I went Jalen Royals for Kansas City. And another one that I was wrapped with to get was Jackson Dart, who's a QB for the New York Giants. I think he's going to be a star. So I got him and he's in my taxi squad at the moment. So it was a good night. We actually, we got looked after. We went to a Hotel Amora. So Rob from the Carlisle, you know, Rob, who actually is a keen listener to the podcast, he looked after us and got us into the hotel and we sort of had dinner and stuff there and did our draft on the big screen. So thanks to Rob, bit of a shout out for him too.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, well, we did our we also did our fantasy redraft. So as I said, we had ours on Sunday night, which is really cool. I'm currently doing so our wonderful friend Hayden Crozier. So I've been in his league with his brother and all his mates basically for 5 years now. So we do that every year and we do 24-hour picks, but we've gone away from 24-hour picks and it's just picking like when you remember to pick. So we started this, I think it was, what day is it? Today's Tuesday. I think we started on Wednesday last week and we've got 15 rounds of drafting and we're halfway through the 8th round.
Oh, no. That is the
It's
worst
taken,
format.
it's taken forever. But I mean, it gives you more time to obviously think about your selection. And I think one of the boys is actually overseas. So, but it has been. I just want to get it done. But yeah, it's exciting. The old fantasy draft's coming up. Our Oz American Aces draft as well is obviously coming up as well, which super
Yep.
excited about that one.
Yeah, I think we find out what draft pick we get tomorrow night. So that'll be cool as this podcast drops. But that's all I really did, mate. What about you? Outside of footy, give us a bit of an insight into what you've been up to.
Well, I've actually been, Georgie's really growing physically. She's growing. Like you could just tell when people haven't seen her for a while and they see her, you can just tell like she's gotten a bit taller and, and so I started thinking about a bit of her athletic profile and what she's going to be. So I'm like, I need to get her into some sports. So
Here we
go. I signed her up for Little Athletics, which that starts in October. So I'm very keen to see if she's going to have Kim's genes of being able to run all day, every day, or my genes of just being really quick but not having the best tank. So signed her up for Little Lass, which is good. Getting her back into swimming as well. So I signed her up at swimming as well and asked her what sport she wanted to play. And she had no answer for me. And then basically, I would say maybe a week later, we were at home and I promise you, out of nowhere, she come up to me. She goes, Dad, I know what sport I want to play. And thinking, maybe footy, netball, basketball, because we've got a basketball hoop in the background, in the backyard. She comes and says soccer. So I was like, you want to play soccer? She's like, yep. One of my friends at school plays soccer. So can I play soccer? I was like, all right, I'm going to sign you up. She's like, okay. So I signed her up for soccer. So the last few days have been me finding places to sign Georgie up for sport, which has been good. So looking forward to seeing how she goes.
That's massive. I did see actually Kim posted a little story of her kicking the soccer ball with Georgie in your yard. So yeah, that's interesting. I never would have thought that she'd go down that path, but good on her.
Yeah, neither would I. I mean, it's exciting because I think with pathway programs nowadays with just junior boys and girls is elite. But I think that the fact that, this is obviously projecting 13, 14 years from now, but if it was to ever be something she'd go down, there's obviously the girls who play professionally all over the world in soccer. There's girls that can play professionally footy here, netball. So I just think, it's a great time for both boys and girls to be alive now to go through those pathway programs. So it's exciting. As I said, looking forward to that. And the other thing, which is devastating to break here, but my under 17 boys lost in the prelim on Sunday, which I already know which absolutely broke my heart. So basically, my game finished on the Sunday at about 3:00, and I jumped straight on my phone as soon as I got off the track. I had to do some running afterwards and jumped straight on my phone, rang my other coach, and it was actually half time. So the boys are in a circle, and I gave them a bit of a speech. Clearly didn't work, but it was a draw at half time, and apparently it went back and forth the whole rest of the third and the fourth quarter. And ultimately, Montrose were too good and won by 3 points. So that completely ruined my Sunday. I was devastated because I thought the boys were going to give themselves a really good chance, but nonetheless, super proud of them. And it's been an incredible year with those boys and something that I'll look back on, fondly for many, many years, being the year where I properly, took over a group and actually coached in a way that I'd like to maybe coach one day if it was to be something that I'd do. So had some chats already with him and some messages of support from all the kids that I coached, and looking forward to next year already with him. It's only been 4 days, but I'm already missing him. So devastated we lost in the prelim, but it's been a great year with him.
Yeah, when you told me that, I was a bit flat for you, mate. So, I'm sure the boys got plenty out of it, though. I would have loved having you as coach too. So your crew that all go down there week in, week out, sure they would have had a great time. So onwards and upwards, mate.
That is it, mate. Anything before we get into the footy, get into the normal routine? Actually, no, not the footy.
We'll go through
Brooks Bloom of the week. Yes, we will. Brooks Bloom of the week. What you got for me, mate?
Well, mate, my Brooks Bloom of the week is you. Just because I just wanted to pump you up, really, and say that I sat down on Sunday, I watched your whole game, and I was just so pumped to see you back out there. I know you'd hate talking about this, but I just wanted to get your insight into how you felt. Obviously, one, but also it was a massive game for you, and everyone on the podcast would be a huge fan of what you do, not only on here, but out on the field as well. So I wanted to pump you up initially, but then I also wanted to talk to you about how you felt and how you recovered.
Thanks, mate. No, I obviously felt really good. A little bit weird driving and preparing for a game, which has been a while and obviously hasn't been ideal all year. But yeah, just was super pumped to, I guess, feel good and start the game and not have any concerns. And that's certainly how I felt throughout the game. Obviously took a little bit, I guess, to get going in terms of my lungs, like, getting your second wind and then feeling the game out and feeling okay throughout it. But yeah, as you would know, mate, when you've had time off and you come and play, and even from the end of the season to round one, because the last time you probably missed a sustained period was basically preseason break, so you know what it's like when you play your first game. It's like just getting the feel of it and being around the boys and really enjoying it, and that was what I cherish the most. And the thing that I'm super grateful for is our program at the VFL level is an unbelievable program. And, I think we'd won our 11th game in a row leading into that game. At the end of that game, we've won the minor premiership, top of the ladder, which is an enormous achievement from Edgy, who's our coach in our Footscray program. I think the closeness within the group is awesome. So to go back and be a part of that was unreal. And, I got to play with, obviously, guys that I probably hadn't played with yet, guys like Lockie Jacks, who is a first-year player who's going to be a very, very good player for us and someone I enjoy playing with. Some of the senior boys in Anthony Scott, Taylor DeRay, who announced his retirement day today, who's a special person, was able to play with him. Liam Jones, guys that, I haven't really had much time to play with. I really enjoyed. And then, obviously, the guys being what is it? So I'd say welcoming, even though I'm with them every day, but knowing that it was a special moment for me because I haven't played in a long time. So the boys were really getting around me, and I was able to kick a goal in the first quarter, and most of the boys got around me and celebrated with me like it was my first goal. So I just really enjoyed it. Feel super grateful for the support that I've got post the game. Regardless of how I went, whether I played well, whether I didn't, whatever it may be, I feel like the support that I've received has just been unreal. And something that I'm super grateful is to have that support of everyone who backs me in as a football player. And I've recovered well. So I played about 80 minutes of the game, which is clearly less than what I would normally, but to get through about 80 minutes of a game is great. And to do it with the bash and crash side, I've obviously pulled up sore from that perspective, where the tackling and the contest stuff you get really sore from, but the general soreness is there, which is great because I haven't felt that in a long time, and looking forward to training well this week and hopefully seeing what happens this week. So that's kind of the long-winded answer for you.
No, it was just so good to see you back out there. I know you probably deep down would have been feeling the nerves a little bit coming back from such a long-term injury and an injury like you had. So to see you back out there, mate, from me and all our fans, I'm sure was just great. So just wanted to pump you up this week as my Brooks Bloom of the week.
No, thank you, mate. You had some funny chat in mine, yours and Brooks' chat, which I won't repeat, but I only just read it today. I actually hadn't read it, so I had a great laugh when I read it. My Brooks Bloom is Doc Taylor DeRay. So he announced his retirement today, and obviously you got to play with him, and you know how much of a wonderful person he is. But he's my Brooks Bloom of the week. I feel like for him to last as long as he has, which he got drafted in 2010, I think. So that's 15 years. Played 100 games for two clubs, two-time premiership player, leadership group. Didn't play in his first 4 years, I think. I think it was his fourth year that he actually debuted. So he's missed quite a bit of footy. So for him to play 200-plus games and be such a vital part of a Hawthorn team that won 2 flags and our side for so long speaks volumes of his impact at the footy club and how much of a team person he is. So, yeah, as I said, he retired today. So it's the sad day, for footy in the Western Bulldogs circles. But, a guy that we'd certainly celebrated today. And hopefully he's obviously going to play the year out at, either AFL or VFL level. So hopefully there's some more success for him and, wishing him all the best going forward. But, yeah, wanted to give him some love.
I agree. I'd second everything you just said. I feel like he's got assistant coach or development coach or
Definitely.
senior coach potentially written all over him too. So all the best to Doc after this season with whatever he chooses in his life. And I know he's got a little family now, so that's great too. So a couple of good Brooks Blooms of the week, Adsy. All right, we'll roll on to our next segment then. We're back to Group 1 racing, Ads. Our tip of the week this week is going to be in the Winx Stakes. So Group 1s are back in Sydney this weekend. What do you got? What do you got for me in this one? There's plenty of big names getting around.
Yeah. Well, I'm super excited. This, obviously, Via Sistina, Mr. Brightside, Fangirl, Chow Wolf, however you pronounce it. I always get it wrong. Gringotts, Another Will, Linda. There's so many good horses in this race. It means spring is around the corner, which we're super excited about. But my tip for the race, I think it's going to be really heavy. I know you know that as well. All reports it's going to be super heavy. And that's swaying me away from Via Sistina, even though I think Via Sistina is easily the best horse in the race and one of the best horses in the world. So because it's going to be heavy, I'm steering clear of Via and Fangirl, because Fangirl's doesn't really like the heavy as well. And I'm going to go with Mr. Brightside. And I know you laugh at that because I always back Brightside and everything. I love Mr. Brightside. Probably my favourite horse. But I'm going Mr. Brightside because his first up form's not too bad, and he's not bad on the heavy. He's not bad on most tracks, but I just think he'll have the confidence to get it done if it's heavy. And I think I'm not sure what Another Will's at, but I think Another Will's another play that I'd have because similar to Mr. Brightside, not bad on the heavy, 3 from 4 first up, which is a nice record. So they're my two. Who do you got?
Yeah, I like it. I think as we've just been speaking, the all-in stakes have gone for my horse, and that's Robusto, have gone in. So he's just come in from 15 into 11 as we've been talking over the podcast. So I think Robusto, I'm fairly sure he's won well in the wet a couple of times. So I might just go that as a little sneaky each way play. The other one, you already mentioned it, it's Chow Wolf. I feel like that one it's first up, I'm fairly sure, and it's they're not shying away from the wet either. Speaking of the weather, I was looking at it before. So tomorrow is pouring rain in Sydney. Thursday's pouring rain, but Friday and Saturday are actually quite good, 20 and 21 degrees. So hopefully the track doesn't get too wet and they can have a good race because, mate, if all these names that we're looking at right now, this is going to be one of the great races. So I feel like, my plays are with Chow Wolf and Robusto. And, as we speak now, it's obviously the final barriers and that haven't been decided. So there might be some scratchings, but fingers crossed all our horses run, mate, and we can have a good crack at it.
I hope there's no scratchings because this is like, how can you even put this in these are the best horses that we have here coming back. And that, obviously, as I said, it's now, close to springtime. So it's that exciting. And Via Sistina is world class. So I'm hoping gets a run.
Yep, me too. And thanks to Tab always for their support. And as we always say, Ads, gamble responsibly.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Moving on, let's talk footy. Adsy?
Yes.
What do you got from me for the week that was? I'll start off with big Naz has re-signed, which is awesome to hear for the Saints Footy Club. What have you got for me there? Are you happy with that one?
Well, we've spoken about it, you and I, on the potty, and said how we'd love to see him re-sign. I'm pumped. When I seen it, I was pumped. He has just gone from strength to strength throughout the year, and in my opinion, he's a top 5 player in the league. Like, he's just a genuine superstar. So it's great for St Kilda. It's awesome for them to get his signature and look out for what he's going to do for the next couple of years at the Saints. It's an exciting player to have.
Let's talk about some of the offers that some of the media have been talking about. What was it?
Crazy.
30 million or something over 12 years from Port Adelaide. I think that was reported. That is, mate, for him to stay at St Kilda, that's massive. Like, in all honesty, that is huge.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we're in a world now where, we're in a business. It's a business, and you're going to get offers thrown at you, and you got to think about your livelihood and what's going to work out for you to be able to set yourself up and whatnot. And for him to show the integrity that he's shown and stay at the footy club that has given him the chance to play and really developed him into a top 5 player, as we've both said. It speaks volumes of him, and I'm super pumped for him, super pumped for St Kilda. As we said, they've got an absolute superstar, and but I can't imagine how I cannot imagine some of those thoughts and conversations he would have had with close family, because what'd you say, 30 million over 12 years? That's life. That's genuinely life changing. Like it's being able to set your life up for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's incredible. I think it speaks volumes of the Saints, like as a club, and the people that he's got around him too. Because easily he could have said, "Oh, I'll take this offer. It's going to set me up for the rest of my life." But he's he's stuck fat with what he's doing now, and obviously still getting a healthy contract. But to be able to say no to that kind of thing speaks volumes of the footy club and the culture that they've got down at St Kilda. So I think it's great, not only for them as a club, but for our game in general, to see someone like that to sign on at the club that he's currently at is great.
And I agree. And I even think further down now, it's kind of he's almost betting on himself as well, because he signed a 2-year deal. Think about this, 2-year deal. He's 22 now. He's going to be 24 in 2 years' time. He's going to be even better probably than what he is now. Imagine what the offense he's going to be getting then. So I love it. As I said, I'll say it again, top 5 player in the comp. He's a superstar. So it's awesome for him.
Any other things from the round that you wanted to chat about?
No, I mean, obviously the most games were blowouts, except the Adelaide Collingwood game, which is what I was going to talk about. I just thought it was an awesome game. It was one of the best games of the year. I was, Saturday night, I was playing Sunday, had to get up super early. I was trying to doze off to sleep, during the third, and I just found myself basically sitting on the end of my bed, and then I couldn't sit still. When you watch those close games, it's super exciting to watch. But Collingwood. I know there's so many people out there writing Collingwood off, and I just think what they did on the weekend. Yeah, they didn't win the game, but it just shows what their inner belief and what they're capable of and what they can produce. And they've got a tough game this week. They're playing Melbourne, who, as we've spoken about many times, are heaps better than what where they are on the ladder. I feel like regardless of where they finish, they're going to have the inner belief that they're going to be super hard to play against in the finals and really make a push for the premiership. And again, they didn't win on the Saturday, but I was so impressed with how they went about it. I genuinely thought they were going to win. I think I tipped them, actually. I genuinely thought they were going to win from the get-go. And, again, for Adelaide to bounce back and, rest the momentum back throughout the game was awesome for them. But Collingwood, for them to do what they did over there, speaks volumes. And I think they're going to be very, very hard to play against wherever they qualify.
Yeah, I agree. Like for them to have 70 inside 50s
Incredible.
or whatever it was and still lose the game. It speaks a lot about Adelaide's defense and their defenders. And like Mark Keane for me was unbelievable on the night.
Oh, mate. How good was he?
Genuine brick wall. So for him and their backline to hold up in that type of, I guess, the momentum that Collingwood had, it's just incredible. So fingers crossed the Pies get back on the winning list this week and shore themselves up for finals. But I feel like they will, mate. I agree with you. I don't think that all the noise is completely correct. Like they would be looking at the games that they've played and being like, we had these opportunities to potentially score and the opposition went down the other end or whatever it was. So I've backed them in to go well this week against the D's and then into the final series as well. But it was a cracking game to watch. I was like you, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Yeah, me too. I think going into this last round, and into the finals, my number one ranked team would be Geelong. And again, I eat my words at the start of the year. I had them just basically not in the top 8, but then I changed my mind when you said to me. But even then, I didn't have them as confident as you were. And again, eat my words. They were way too good for Sydney, who have been playing good footy. I mean, Sydney knocked off you boys, which is no easy feat. And for Geelong to go there and win the way they did, they've got Richmond this week, which you'd think they're going to win that game, and finish either first or second. get home final, which there's going to be plenty to talk about because obviously their home finals are at the G, which is a bit stiff. Actually, what is your thoughts on that? Do you think Geelong should get a final at their stadium?
I do now because their stadium's big enough to hold a decent crowd. I reckon back in the day, probably not, but I feel like now, yeah, it's when that stadium was like when we played them down there, it was packed. Like it was, it was proper like finals footy vibe. So I wouldn't. Yeah, I think the only thing is you're just not selling out 100,000 tickets at the G. Like that's the difference. Like they probably in terms of the ticketing and stuff like that. Like, there's an opportunity for more supporters to get to the MCG.
Yeah, I understand that, but I will argue with, if you're going to say they're not going to sell that many tickets, how come you guys get – I know you're in Brisbane, it's an obvious answer, but you guys get to play at the Gabba. The Giants get to play at Giants Stadium, which I think holds probably the same amount as Geelong. Gold Coast probably have the same thing. So, like, I think they should be and entitled to getting home finals at their stadium. I just think it's an advantage. And I think back to 2019, when I was at Collingwood, we finished fourth and Geelong finished first. And the first qualifying final was at MCG. And, mate, that suited us more than anything. And we played them and knocked them off in the first final. And they were, in the home and away season, easily the best side. So I certainly feel like it's something that it's a little bit unfair. If I was a Geelong player, I'd be wanting to play at the home ground because, home ground advantage, obviously it's a big say. But, it's an interesting topic of conversation to have because I know there's a bit about it all the time. And again, it's going to be a conversation because they're going to finish first or second. Regardless of where they're playing, I certainly think they're the number one power rank side, if you're going to call it, going into the end of the season.
Yeah, agreed. And the other one that was really impressive was the GWS Giants over the Gold Coast Suns at Gold Coast as well. So they've just put their hand up again to give it another shot. They've got the Saints this week as well, so they're going to be giving it a bit of a shake for sure. But outside of that, mate, it was a pretty good round. Your boys, do you want to touch on your game? And the Doggies game quickly?
Yeah, so obviously we played against the Eagles, who I'll probably shock you if I were to tell you this, but they beat us by, I think it might have been plus 17 maybe at clearance in around the ground stoppages. Smacked us around the ball, which is, you're always looking at areas to improve. And coming away from the game, probably disappointed in that area because, again, if you're doing that against a Fremantle this week, for instance, they're going to absolutely lick their lips and score heavily. So, I feel like they came with the intent to tackle and pressure and bring the contest, which they did. Ultimately, obviously, we defended really well. We kept them to 32 points. Super pleasing. We were able to get a really good win and set our, set the last game up, if you want to call it, as an elimination final against Freo, because it's basically either we win or Freo win and you're in the top 8. I think, obviously, with the Giants and Hawthorn and the Gold Coast and these teams winning as well, but presuming they're going to win, our finals based in elimination final. So, once we were able to get the job done against the Eagles, our mind and our brains switched on to the game this week, which is going to be a ripper. There's going to be all eyes on it, no doubt, because it's, as I said, elimination final. So, off the back of, obviously, the way they played against you boys, no doubt they're going to come with a ferocity that, they're going to play with their season on the line, which they have to. So, pleased we won our game, but we moved forward pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was. I didn't see much of it. I was out and about, but it was an important result to get for you guys because it does set up a massive game this week, as you mentioned already. I'll touch on our game quickly. Thought it was a really good performance from our boys. It was nice to be able to go over there in a hostile environment where we probably would have had only potentially a couple of thousand Brisbane Lions fans in the whole stadium. I think there was 50 odd there. But it was just a really nice performance. And in those environments, sometimes you can go into your shell and play a bit more insular, but our boys everyone evenly contributed across the board. And to have that buy-in from everyone as a group goes to show what we can do when we are connected and and feeling in that way. So it was a really important win for us too, mate. Shored up our finals spot as well. So we qualified for finals off the back of that win, and now look forward to this week as you guys are with a big game against the Hawks.
Yeah, well, it certainly looked like that. It certainly looked like you guys came prepared and ready to play like your season's on the line, and you did that, which was pleasing for you guys. No doubt you'll take confidence now into this last game, because I think if you guys win, obviously playing the Hawks, but if you guys win, you lock in your top 4. So, no doubt there'll be confidence going into that.
Yeah, if we win, we'll finish probably where we are, potentially that's 3rd. But if we lose, we can finish as low as 8th. So our finals starts now too, mate. To be honest, like we're looking at this as a finals game, and we can't wait to get out there. And we'll obviously go into the Hawks game later on in the potty, but just looking forward to that opportunity. All right, Azzy, enough talk about last week. Let's get into our Bloomin' Dunklaw Award votes. What do you got for me this week?
Yep. It's a tough round. There was a lot of good performances. Well, the 3 I've come up with. So have to throw him in there. Harry Sheasel. He's had 54 and kicked 2. So might get a couple eye rolls because he hasn't got the 3, but I'm giving him the 1 vote because I think these 2 were outstanding. My 2 votes goes to Harry Mackay for Carlton. I watched most of that game, and he was unreal. It was great to see because he's had a really challenging year. He's someone who's always open about his mental health and stuff. So it's great to see him come back and produce a game like that. It clearly shows what he's capable of. So awesome for him to see. And my 3 goes to my All-Australian lock in his year. I think he's 34, maybe, Jack Gunston. He was unbelievable. Had 10 scoring shots, kicked 7 goals for. But just his quality, like he just looked super quick, was beating his direct opponent quite easily. It was just great to see. So Jack Gunston gets my 3.
Yeah, I like it. I've got one different to you. So I've gone Sheasel 1 as well. Obviously a massive game from him, so he deserves a vote. Gunston was 2 for me. And then my 3 is from the Geelong-Sydney game. Do you want to have a guess at who it was?
Sean Mane.
Shawnee Manor. I just think, mate, he is, talk about most valuable player. He's very important to what they do, Geelong.
Star.
And like I think he kicked 3 goals, 3, 7 marks, 7 tackles. He's had 9 score involvements as well. Like he actually does a fair bit of work that, doesn't really get seen. So I'm a big fan of that. And I wanted to give him 3 this week just to pump him up because I feel like without him on the weekend, it's a lot closer, that game of footy. So, well done to him for the 3 votes from me this week.
Yeah, well, he's a star. I think I've given him votes early on in the year. You're right. Geelong seem to always have, I think back to when I was a kid growing up, they always seem to have like a small, high half forward who could play midfield but play forward that just, kicks goals and has about 20 and 25 a game. So, superstar.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to our tips for this week. Thursday night, we'll kick it off with Essendon v Carlton, which is this is a massive round, mate. Obviously, finals depend on this round, so let's go through it and see what we reckon.
Oh, I think Carlton, off the back of what they produced, I think they'll be too good for him. I think if Zach Merritt plays his 250th, which is an incredible achievement. I think he's played most of the games that he's been available for from when he got drafted. I can't imagine he's missed too many, and it feels like he's probably going to be around for a very long time. So 250 to a superstar of our comp, but I do think Carlton.
I agree. I'll take the Blues in that one as well. Friday night, 7:10 at the G is Collingwood versus Melbourne. Massive game.
Great game. Melbourne will get up for this. I know they will. They'll want to knock off Collingwood's chances of a top 4. But off what I said earlier in the podcast, I just think you don't want to, stuff around with Collingwood this time of year. And I just think they're going to get the ball rolling with some momentum and take it into the final. So I'm going to go Collingwood.
I'll stick with the Pies as well. Friday night as well, 8:10 is Port Adelaide versus Gold Coast, this is a big game. It's Kenny Hinkley's last game and it's Bokey's last game as well. So who do you reckon here?
I think Port Adelaide. I just think they'll get up for it. I think Adelaide is a very hard place to play. And when there's a lot on the line for a team, when I say a lot, I mean in terms of wanting to celebrate Hinkley and Travis Boak, who's a champion of of the footy club,
Mm.
they're going to get up for it. And yeah, I just think with that and the crowd behind them, it's going to be a real upset. And Gold Coast on the flip side, obviously, they've got 2 games to spare, so they just need to win one of them. But I think Port will get up for this and win. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's going to be a massive crowd, obviously, and heavily in favour of Port. And for Gold Coast to go there and beat them is going to take a massive effort. But I agree. I think Port Adelaide will win this one. Let's go Saturday, 1:20, North Melbourne versus Adelaide.
Yeah, well, North obviously very encouraging win on the weekend. If I was a North fan, I'd be excited about what they're building. But yeah, I think Adelaide will win and finish on top of the ladder, which would be awesome for them. And you tipped that at the start of the year. They were the team that you said were going to be the best. So I think Adelaide will be too good.
Yep, I'll be in agreement there too. 4:15 at the MCG on Saturdays, Geelong versus Richmond.
Yep, similar to what I said. I think Geelong, they're in my mind the clear cut number one power ranked team, if you want to call it, and I think they'll be far too good for Richmond and solidify their top 2 and give the finals a real shake up.
I'll agree as well there. Last Saturday game is West Coast Eagles versus Sydney over at Optus Stadium in Perth.
Yeah, I think Sydney. I think they're certainly better than where they're placed in the ladder, and they'll be too good. Hopefully, the Eagles can finish their year off on a positive note and play some good footy. But I think Sydney will be too good.
Yeah, I think Sydney will be too good too. I do think it'll be closer this game than what everyone thinks. I feel like the Eagles, they play well at home. They played well there a couple of weeks ago. Can't remember who it was against, but I reckon they'll give it a red hot crack anyway. Sunday games, Giants versus St Kilda at NG Stadium. This is a big game as well.
It's a huge game. Obviously, the Giants. They need to win because they could miss. I think if Gold Coast and either one of us win, Bulldogs or Freo. They'll win. They're obviously too good at home for me. But I think St Kilda will take it up to them. They're, the best version of St Kilda is an extremely good team, and then obviously probably the frustration for St Kilda is when they aren't up to their best. They let sides obviously beat them, but I think it'll be a good game. But I do think Giants will be too good.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like the Saints will go down there after winning a fair few on the trot now. They'll give it a shake, but the Giants will be too professional in the end and get it done. Then it's our games. What do you got for me in your game? Are you playing this week? Do you know yet?
Oh, no. Obviously got to train. We got 2 main sessions this week, so we'll have a chat about that and see what happens. Obviously got to train and put my name up. So, yeah, I can't give you an answer. I'd love to play, but we'll see. Mate, obviously our season's on the line and so's theirs. I mean, not really much to talk about. We obviously know that they're going to want to come out and rectify what they produced last week, and they're going to do that. They've played well against us at Marvel. They beat us there a couple of years ago when we played them at Marvel. I think when Lobby was playing for him and he kicked 6 on us or whatever it may have been. So,
I was playing.
You were. We played them there last year at Marvel and we were able to beat them. So, yeah, it's going to be a really interesting game. I feel like both teams are going to know, play like it's a finals-like atmosphere, and you obviously know what that's like. There's a lot of contest and a lot of pressure around the ball, and there's a little bit more in the game. So I just feel like whoever's going to be able to play up to that expectation and play up to the level of a finals caliber side is going to get the job done. So hopefully it's a packed out crowd. Hopefully we get all our fans there and they can really get behind us. And if we play the way we've played in the last 6 weeks, we'll certainly give ourselves a really good chance to hopefully win this game and lock in a top 8 spot.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'll only get to see the start of it though, because I'll be preparing for our game, which is straight afterwards. But it's going to be an interesting one to follow. I feel like after last week, the Dockers will want to bounce back, and you boys had a comfortable victory over the Eagles. So both teams will, it's a final. It's a genuine final before the finals, and it's going to be great viewing for all the fans out there.
It certainly will be. And as I said, we know that you've got to you got to beat the best sides to show that you're capable of obviously winning the whole thing. And I love that we're playing against a side that has their season on the line as well, because we have to produce our best. And I just think that's awesome for us to do that. So I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait. Hopefully it's a good win for us. What about you, mate? Talk us through your game. You're probably playing against a side that is one of the most informed teams in the competition. As they were last year coming to the final series. I think their last loss was against Adelaide a couple of weeks ago, but that was a really close game right to the end. You guys must be weary knowing that if you give Hawthorn a sniff, they're going to really take it and score heavily on you.
Yeah, for sure. They are probably arguably the most informed team in the comp right now, up there with Adelaide and Geelong. So yeah, we're going to have our hands full. Obviously, haven't been so good at the Gabba this year as what we would have liked. So yeah, plenty of things in place this week to give it a red hot crack. And I feel like for us, it's similar to you guys in some respects. Like it is a final for us. Like we want to win as many games as we possibly can to get to the ultimate at the end. But this is the start of our finals campaign. You know, to finish top four, it'd be silly not to say that we don't want to finish top four. We want to finish in the finals. Like everyone wants to finish top four. So we get that opportunity this weekend against, as I said, one of the better teams in the comp, and we look forward to that challenge. Like we haven't been as consistent as what we would have liked over the last few weeks. So really important that after a good win against Freo, we come back home in front of our fans and give it a really, red hot crack.
It's going to be a ripper. Looking forward to this, mate. I hope you guys get the job done and lock in your top four.
Me too. Moving on, there's one more game. Wednesday at 7:20. The Gold Coast Suns versus Essendon. That's so random, but that is a rescheduled match, as it says on here. Who you got?
Obviously, I think Gold Coast will be too good, but it will be interesting because let's say hypothetically Gold Coast do lose against Port. They will technically still be out of the 8 going into that game, regardless of any other results. So it's interesting. It's going to be an interesting game to have on a Wednesday. But yeah, I think Gold Coast will be too good. They're being quite dominant at home and beating some good sides there. So I think they'll finish the year off with a win.
Yeah, me too. I reckon that's going to be a one-sided affair, and the Suns will get it done and potentially shore up a finals position. Who knows whether it's top 4 or top 8, but we'll wait and see after an exciting week of footy, mate. As it always does, it comes down to the last round for many positions. And
it does.
I actually saw something today about the doggies, about how I think for the last 6 or 7 years, there's been something to play for in the last round for the Dogs, whether it's a final spot or a top 4 spot. So you're at it again, mate, and hopefully you're out there and helping the boys get across the line.
Hope so, mate. Fingers crossed. But yeah, we like to do it the hard way, don't we? But hopefully we get the job done.
Well, that's all I've got for this week. Ads, you got anything else you want to add?
Nah, other than my would you rather.
Oh, yeah. Let's get Brado on for the would you rather.
I want to hear this for Brado because this will be a funny answer. All right. Would you rather stay the age you are physically forever or stay the way you are now financially forever?
I'm saying physically.
Brado, I reckon I already know what he's going to say.
Well, are you thinking that I'm cooked either way? My physical attributes are minimal. If I was a video game character, I'd be... If you put me in the AFL game, my ratings would be 14.
What's your best? What would be your best physical rating?
Is this you just want me to bring up that you have a big butt? Is this what you're fishing for? We all get it. If I could have your butt forever, that sounds way grosser than it is. But geez, there's not a lot of attributes that are sticking out, is there? I'm blind. I have to wear glasses. I'm fat and slow. Humor isn't something that helps you. I don't know. It's more of a coping mechanism. What I'm going to say, though, is that I have no money either. So I'm shit out of luck with this one. Do I stay fat and ugly forever, or do I just stay poor forever?
What are you choosing? Can you tell us?
Yes. Well, I'm only going to get older, and I tell you, it's already not easy where I am. 35, at least Ads probably knows something about that. You're 35, 40, aren't you?
Almost. Yeah.
But this is the shit. You knew what you were doing with this question. You boys are both in your physical primes, and you're both wealthy with multiple freaking houses, and I'm just sitting here. This is great.
Well, I just know you'd give a great answer, and as always, I loved it. Loved your answer, Brado. You're the real star of this little segment that we have.
This has got to start getting. Where's the sponsors around this segment?
Yeah, we need a name. We actually need a name for this segment.
We do. We freaking do.
Anyway, so if any sponsors out there are listening, we'll get one up for Brado.
Yeah, let's do it. Maybe next year. We have to get it for next year.
Yeah,
that's good. If you guys come back, that'll help my financial situation, and then ask me again in 12 months.
All right, we'll do.
Because I know I guarantee I'll be fatter in 12 months.
Fatter and poorer.
I love it.
Most likely. Wrap it up.
You got anything else for us, Brado? You got anything else or not?
I got a note here from last week. When you took a contested mark and the umpire took it off you, and then they had a stoppage, and then you ended up kicking the goal anyway and having a laugh about it.
Last week.
Would you rather kick a snap in traffic or take a big contested mark and then go back and put it through?
I would rather take a contested mark and then go back and put it through.
That's pretty good. I would have picked that.
Ads?
Well, I don't take contested marks, so I can't.
Remember that little specky? You tried to take that day?
I did take it. Port Adelaide back in 2021, if you find it, Brado.
Yeah.
I kicked the goal
it's
too.
It's a little car phrase. It's a car phrase.
That's another
junior, I was a good mark.
Another one they've put a spotlight on it recently. Stevie J took a mark back with the flight, but it was in finals, so no one took any notice of it. Like they all it's like Brendan Goddard in the grand final. You don't get any awards for it.
No, you don't.
It's like Heaney last year. Heaney took a good mark in the finals, actually.
Mark of the year.
Yeah,
that's mark of the year. Mark of the year, and he doesn't get it.
I'm trying to think should that be rewarded? Have we talked about this before?
I personally think so, yes. Does
it just roll into the next year? Or do they do should it? Or should they do like a mark and goal of the final series?
Well, I just think it should just carry through. I mean, obviously it's a bit hard because the grand final, there might be, because the award is awarded the Brownlow night, which is the week of the granny. But I just think it just should be the whole year. Like maybe just do it after the granny, the mark and goal of the year. Because as you said just then, Brado, like seeing Stevie J's back with a flight, Isaac Heaney's mark, like that should be the mark of the year. Like that was the best mark all year, and he did it in the final series. But when you look back to that year in 50 years' time, you're not going to look at mark of the year, Isaac Heaney. It's going to be whoever took the mark. So
it should be even more impressive that you're doing it on the big stage rather than round 12, middle of June.
Yes, true.
But anyway,
I won't ever have that issue because I ain't ever taken mark of the year. But goal of the year might be a little different.
Hey, yeah, you still got that in you, surely.
Yeah.
Me and Harrison were just reminiscing about your burst from stoppage and kick 'em from 50 on the run. Still got one of them in you?
Those days are gone. Nah, I do. Nah, I do. I'll bring it back. Trust me. Next year when it's a new version of me, I'll make sure I bring him back.
And did anyone bring up who anyone else was as a drink?
Nah.
Oh, yeah, there was a couple of...
Did you get much traction?
Yeah, there's a couple actually that I've got to reply to and send out some signed merch actually. So well done to those two. What is it? Chloe Beach and Kira McQueen. They had a couple juicy ones.
Beautiful.
Do you want me to read them out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Read them out.
So Chloe said, Tegan, which I assume is her sister, you are a Pinot Noir. You're elegant, complex, and a little mysterious, but not everyone's favourite. So that was one.
Who, you?
No, this is about the person that they've tagged in it.
Okay. I was going to say, not everyone's favourite. They don't like you, Josh.
That's all right. Each to their own, mate. And the second one is Kira McQueen. She tagged a friend in there, Alana, and said, you're a cheeky choc frappe. Cheeky and my favourite. That's it.
That's very nice.
They're the two winners.
They're all
Oh,
positive.
it's nice. Very positive.
Maybe
Yeah.
we don't think positively enough. Just negatives. See, I'd like to be a VB long neck stubby.
Why is that?
Refreshing. Works hard. Just an everyday drink. Oh, and actually, it's not an everyday drink for those listening out there.
Not an everyday drink.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in again. And we'll see you all next week. All the best, ads.
See you, mate. This episode is brought to you by our friends at Brooks Blooms, your all-in-one landscaping solution.
Brooks Bloom's 3-step landscaping experience offers a seamless journey from design to construction and ongoing care, ensuring your outdoor space thrives year-round.
Visit brooksblooms.com today to embark on your landscaping journey, where every step is a step towards a vibrant and beautiful outdoor entertaining space.